Are you a low-level player in Fish grinding to get the no-life rod? Or are you even a level 750 player trying to get the SERAPHIC ROD? Either way, gaining levels in Fish isn't always easy, but today I hope to make it just a little better. I'm going to be going through the best rods and setups you can be using during each stage of the game to ensure that you can be maximizing the levels that you're getting. Now I'll be going right from noob to pro level, so make sure you stick around to find out the best methods for every level of the game. Make sure you keep pressing that subscribe button, as once we do hit 110,000 subscribers, I'll be doing some insane Robux giveaways, so make sure you press that button and comment your Roblox username down below. But with that being said, let's get straight into the best guide to help you level up in Roblox Fish. So initially what I'm going to be doing is, with the lower level rods, I'm going to prioritize making money so that you can buy the better rods later on to get more levels. Starting at the noob level then, this is where we begin. The steady rod is what I'm going to recommend for you here, and ignoring its bad lure speed and its kind of trash luck, we're going to look at the max kilograms on this thing, and it's 100,000. Now what makes this so good is that you can catch megs and other exotics using this rod. Now if you have a private server, this is great. If you don't, this might be a bit more tricky. If you have a private server, then you'll have the entire map to yourself, meaning you can catch megs and krakens at your own pace. By catching these megs and krakens, they'll sell for quite a bit of money, meaning you can upgrade your rod relatively quickly, which is great. If you do have enchant relics at this stage, I might recommend you getting abyssal or other enchants that allow you to get better mutations so that your meg or whatever exotic you choose to catch can sell for more money, meaning you get a better rod. Other perks with this rod that make it great for new players is that the shake button is absolutely huge, so it's super easy to press this thing and you'll rarely ever miss. However, the only bad thing is that you have such a low lure speed, so even with rapid catches, it's going to take like 20 shakes to catch something. But if and when you do get something good, you can sell it for a lot of money because the weight restrictions are so good. As you can see, the control bar is quite small and the resilience on this rod isn't great, so again, if you are going to enchant, either go for a mutation one if you're confident in playing the minigame, or go for something like controlled or resilient to help you out with catching something cool. Other locations you could fish using the steady rod to get your money up would include places like the Grand Reef as well as the Ancient Isles, but obviously this does require you to have a boat to do so. But some of the boats aren't too expensive. You've got things like the surfboard, which go for relatively cheap, which can get you to these desired locations. This rod does cost 7,000 to begin with, so that's the only downside to this rod. However, this is the starting point for noobs. Now it's up to you how you want to upgrade your rod between the steady rod and the next rod I'm going to let you know about. Either way, the more you progress, the better you'll be doing, so it doesn't matter too much if you can't go straight from the steady rod to our next rod. The next rod I would recommend you go to isn't necessarily good for XP, but it's going to help to slingshot you to your next XP rod, and this is the trident rod. The trident rod is unlocked by completing a number of quests down in the Desolate Deep that essentially require you to catch the entire bestiary of the Desolate Deep and then present 5 enchant relics to a locked door, and then you'll be able to purchase the trident rod. This rod is 150,000 to purchase, which is quite a lot, but if you manage to catch quite a few megs with your steady rod and rods that you've worked up with, then this shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Pros about this rod include its 30% chance to give you the Atlantean mutation on anything you catch, which does give a decent money multiplier to any of the fish that you manage to obtain. But obviously you can see right here the control bar is shockingly low. It's so small, so if anything, I'd recommend you get controlled on this rod to help out with catching fish. The lure speed is also quite low at a 20% speed, which isn't great whatsoever, but it does automatically come with the piercing effect, which is great for catching pretty tricky fish as it does stun the fish itself. You are going to need quite a bit of cash for our next rods, so I might recommend you get abyssal on this rod as well, as that gives you an extra 10% chance of catching anything with the abyssal mutation. Now the next rod is where it starts to get good for getting XP, but do keep in mind that if you want to level up purely and not upgrade your rods, then go for the clever mutation on any of your rods, as this gives you a 2.25 times multiplier on all of the fish you catch in terms of its XP and will get you leveling up like crazy. I can also recommend to you a macro if you're on PC, and I've got a video linked in the cards now where I've made a tutorial on how to install, set up and run the best fish macro that is out right now. This will allow you to fish while you're AFK, overnight, sleeping, doing whatever, and it will just get you leveling up, so you don't even need that good of a rod to do that. But obviously not everybody wants to macro, I understand that. So the trident rod is going to be our second rod in this progression that's for somewhat better players, but still this isn't going to give you the most XP. You might have guessed that the Rod of the Depths is actually one of the best rods for getting XP, and it's actually due to this guy here. Now the stats on the Rod of the Depths are very good. It's got a 65% lure speed, 130% luck, it's got good control, good resilience, and a good max weight, catching up to 300,000 kilos. So let me explain how you obtain this rod whilst I wait for the special ability of this rod to occur. To get this rod, you need an abyssal and a hexed enchant relic. You need to take them to the depths. Of course, to unlock the depths, you need to complete the vertigo bestiary, which includes catching an exotic depths key. Once in the depths, you need to place down your enchant relics and then navigate an underwater maze to find yourself at the Rod of the Depths, at which point you can then purchase it for 750,000 cash, so it's not cheap. This is why I recommend maybe getting some of the money enchants on your trident rod to hopefully get you a bit more cash. So let me just catch some stuff and I'll show you what the spirit on my left is going to do for us. It's very, very cool. There you go, he's going to spawn in a nice little fish and give us 280 extra XP on top of the stuff we caught for the crate. So now if we take this to somewhere like the Grand Reef, and if you're using rapid catches, it'll make this process so much quicker and get a load more XP. You'll see that on the third catch, our spirit is going to be able to give us legendaries and mythicals, which is going to give us an extra 3,600 XP. So with the clever rod, your XP will be going insanely high. So the Rod of the Depths is genuinely one of my favorite choices for AFKing if I want to get XP, and that's with me basically being max level. There is no better choice than the Rod of the Depths, pretty much. If you're using rapid catches, it makes the process so much easier and essentially comparable to the no life rod, as it does have the instant catch. So as long as you make sure you have the clever enchant on this, then you should be all good to go and getting thousands upon thousands of XP and potentially hundreds of levels every single time you fish. There's another 3,600 for catching a coral emperor, but potentially we could do better than this and get even more XP. So that's the Rod of the Depths, but now we're going to bring it back to the no life rod. Now this rod is obtained at level 500, so you do need quite a bit of XP to get this rod. But what puts this above the Rod of the Depths is obviously you've got the instant catch, but it's got a big control bar, and that's what I'm talking about, the piercing effect that makes your progress speed go up even higher than it already is. Obviously you don't get the third catch little spirit present that you do with the Rod of the Depths, but I think that the piercing effect makes it even better and increases your catch rate by quite a few. And obviously by catching more fish, you're going to be getting more XP, so it's definitely a good investment to be making. Personally, I would carry this all the way through to the SERAPHIC ROD if that's what you're grinding for, and I think that this is the best method to be getting as much XP as possible using the clever mutation on the no life rod, especially if you're using instant catches with the rapid catcher bait. So obviously having the right setup is one thing, but knowing where to fish is a completely different story. So what I'm going to do is show you 3 different places that I like to fish that give me a lot of XP, and some of these double as great money farms too. Okie dokie, second place on the list, obviously the Grand Reef was first, as that gives you a lot of XP. Since it's only got 8 fish in its bestiary, it's super simple to get the legendary and mythical fish if you have enough luck on your rod, meaning that they'll give you a stupid amount of XP every time you catch them, up to I think around 23,000 XP if you manage to perfect catch the mythicals, which is super good. But the next place we're going to be heading to is actually the Ancient Isle. Now obviously you can stick with either the no life rod or the Rod of the Depths for this one, because either way it's going to give you quite a bit of XP, so no need to stress, you should be all good for getting loads of XP. Here we are, the Ancient Isle waterfall. This is always one of the best places for either money or XP, so this doubles up as a great spot. So let's get fishing back on the instant catch with the rapid catches with the no life rod. The no life rod is also great because it gives you a 30% chance of catching every single fish with the hexed mutation, which is a decent little money boost as well. Now the bestiary for the Ancient Isles waterfall is somewhat bigger than the Grand Reef, but you can still catch some really cool fish and get a good amount of XP for everything. As you can see, we got a hexed fish right there, which is going to give us a decent amount of money, which is super good. As you can see, 270 XP for that. It's not much, but for a common, it's really not that bad. So fish you can catch here include, you got the Mosasaurus, the Helicoprion, the Ginsu shark, this one, you've got the banana, the secret fish, which is very cool if you can catch that. That does sell for quite a bit of money, so AFKing here is sure to give you quite a bit of money and XP, so this one definitely doubles as a great spot to AFK. Obviously it does have a bigger bestiary, so you're less likely to get the legendaries and mythicals every single time, but when you do get them, the value of them is super high, and you'll be able to make a bit of money all whilst getting loads and loads of levels up. Oh, we got a frozen cod, I think that is. What on earth? I love the frozen mutation so much. It's super, super sick. That's going to be... Oh, never mind. A frozen... whatever that is. This is going to be the Hyneria fish, which is pretty cool. It's massive, but it is only a rare. It has quite a bit of value for a rare, but I think it's very, very cool. It's massive for a rare. Here is our first legendary, about 30 seconds into fishing in here. That's going to be a Dunkleostois. Perfect. That's going to give us 9,000 XP with Clever on the rod. We are super close to leveling up already. It's been about a minute, 2 minutes of fishing for this thing. Crazy good. Okay, so that is the Ancient Isles waterfall. We've got one more spot to check out that is really, really great for both making money and getting XP. Really, really, really good. It's so good, in fact, that you can even catch exotics down there, which is... Oh, I think I've said down there, which is giving it away slightly. Obviously, we're going to be going to the depths, so it's important that we find a strange whirlpool. Now, these spawn in randomly. You'll see with a little message at the top. Okay, well, not that message, but another message that will say a strange whirlpool has appeared. So it's just up to us to kind of go around the map and find one of these strange whirlpools. Okay, we finally managed to make it into the depths after like 45 minutes of searching for a strange whirlpool, so not great. We got some lovely friends here. I am in a public server now just to help out by getting these strange whirlpools, but finally I can show off the great catches that you can be expecting to get here. Again, I'm going to be sticking with the no life rod as it just works perfectly. There's no reason to change it up. Oh my goodness, this guy's wearing my hat. Oh my goodness, he's wearing my hat. This is my UGC. What an absolute goat. My UGC is linked in it's the first link in the description if you guys want to buy this cool little pink hat. Epic. The depths, I'm pretty sure, do give you a better chance of catching enchant relics as well. So if you need to farm up enchant relics, especially if you're going from noob to pro, that's definitely something you want to be doing. And I would highly recommend fishing down in the depths, as it's going to allow you to get lots of good resources to help you progress through the game. The fish you'll be getting here do sell for a lot of money, especially if you're using the no life rod. You can get the hexed enchant, which is going to multiply the value by a fair amount. There's our first mythical. The resilience on these things can be a bit tricky to catch. I mean, take a look at this one. It's quite difficult. Minus 40% progress speed, and the resilience on it is not great. That's the one downside about the no life rod. It's not too great with the resilience, but there's a negative sea snake. Very, very nice mythical. Oh, I actually forgot to see how much XP that'll give us. Oops. There's a legendary that's going to be the chimera shark, I think is what it's called. The small spine chimera that's going to give us 2,000 XP there for a nice little legendary. Another legendary that's going to be a sparkling version, or is that shiny version? I think that's sparkling. Wow, okay. Nice little 2,000 XP on that again. A sparkling small spine chimera. And a relic. We're just cooking now, apparently. The luck is crazy. I think, in all honesty, the Grand Reef is going to be your best bet for getting XP, but these methods are great for making money alongside this as well. Alternatively, if you want to make money, then I would recommend getting Quantum on any of these rods and still fishing at the same locations. They'll do super, super well. There we go. There's another mythical. But obviously, it's just about what you want to prioritize. And the only thing you need to change is the enchant on your rod, which is not too hard to achieve. There's 8,000 XP for a hex sea snake. So overall, those are the best rods and the best places to be fishing to ensure that you can level up as quickly as possible and progress through Roblox Fish. I hope this video did help you out. If it did, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, as it really does help out the channel a lot. And with that being said, have a great rest of your day. Peace.